So this has been on my mind lately on why we are an essential business. All of a sudden, this pandemic has happened and we have been deemed essential by the city. And for me, I feel like we've always been essential in the regard that we're medicinal and therapeutic, but now we have this huge, opportunity to really talk about this on a higher level. So I wanted to get your thoughts and opinions around what you think, why we're essential and how we can really continue to take this platform up and remove the stigma that's so still highly prevalent right now.
Well, it's such a timely subject. Being deemed essential, it's a government tag for the moment. There's a pandemic going on. It's really not a tag. Cannabis is essential like the 12 nutrients in sliced bread. Let's look at it that way. And I'll bring it home for a moment on a more of a somber moment. I just lost my 90-year-old mother in the past few weeks, very suddenly, and you can imagine how the world was turned upside down. And so, we're there the night it happened, and the family's in uproar, the deep sorrow that came, the anxiety. My 94-year-old father, that night he fell, he got dizzy, he fell, so he's already in bad shape emotionally, bruised his rib really bad, he's in pain, he's dealing with all this, the family's in an uproar. We're in a pandemic, so you can't suddenly just call the doctor, get an appointment for something, to settle your nerves. Can't take my dad's prescriptions, tell a doc you can't get him on the phone. Things are in disarray, and fortunate for me, I happen to be in the cannabis industry. And I have access to things that are natural to help people through it. And let me tell you about my family. I'm fairly progressive, but through all the generations, when I was 14 years old, in an Italian family, I could literally sit at the dinner table, pour myself a glass of wine with dinner, and nobody'd blink. If I was to get caught with a joint, I'm grounded for 6 months. So years ago, that's just how it was. My family, the very few that even partook, did slightly, and many never have in the extended family. So here we're all in this deep sorrow, we're not sleeping, we're having some major issues, the family's in an uproar. I come in with some nice gummies, low dosage gummies. And I said, of all times for you guys to really try something to help you out, let's get through this. We got mom's viewing in a day and nobody's been sleeping and we're in bad shape. Try it. I walked them through how to microdose. So we're talking 22-year-olds to 40-somethings, to baby boomers, to a couple extended relatives in their 70s, to my 94-year-old father.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how did you convince them or get them to even be open to trying the product that they were so like, no, I'm not going to do that? Because I mean, that's kind of a big deal.
And that's where essential comes in. They trust me. I've been in the industry for a number of years. And they go, well, he's been touting this for a while. Maybe we've never really had a need. Now we don't. We don't want to reach for anybody's pills. People were coming out of the woodwork, say, hey, I got a pill to calm you down. You don't want to take somebody else's pills. So if we drink wine in our family and it's natural, and this is basically a fruit gummy, and they trusted me and they tried it, 8 different people in my extended family, we're talking 3 generations, everybody slept, no ill side effects. They came back the next day and said, can you get me more? Had I known years ago it was going to help me to this effect, I would have done it sooner. They didn't do it to get high. They didn't do it for any other reason, no artistic. It's a tough time. I mean, the family's suffering here. And then it really hit me that we've been going through this essential tag with the government. And it's just a label. It's just a label. But we're an essential product for people's well-being and the quality of life. And it just hit home. And I've been already preaching this in classes at Kolas University and other places. And I have really a personal story to tell. And so my 94-year-old dad is still taking them to help him sleep. And his doctor, you know what? I go to his house and he's got half a dozen or probably 10 pill bottles lined up. It's making him dizzy. And yet he takes one gummy, and it puts him to sleep. So the next day he can say goodbye to his wife for the last time in a very peaceful manner. And that, there's just more people we've got to let know about that. That we are essential every day of our lives.
And I think you hit upon the biggest thing, because I mean, it still is a psychoactive drug, but you taught your family how to use the word microdose, which I think is so critical, because you can overdo anything, but we want to show everybody that this plant truly is healing, but you have to be able to utilize and consume appropriately. And so that microdosing is really important to show that, see, this plant isn't going to hurt you, it's going to actually help you. It is an essential, like you said, the vitamins. It is very essential to your life and can help improve your life.
Use it correctly, don't abuse it, your quality of life goes up. And if it's good enough for my 94-year-old dad, it's good enough for everybody else.
Let's get that word out.